Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of More to the Story. It has been a long time coming, y'all. I've been gone since January 5th, and today I think it's February 9th, so I haven't been on here for a little over a month. Actually, I was on here last week, but I'll explain to you what happened with that last week. But yeah, guys, as you know, I usually catch you up on my life, and I have a lot to catch up with you with, man. I've been gone for over a month now, and a lot has happened within that span. So catch you guys up real quick. So first off, I am going to be starting a new job soon, pursuing a different career. My job, Kroger, shut down last Sunday, so I'm a free agent right now in the job market. I'm a free agent looking for a job. I found something that I like that I'm going to try, and hopefully this new career move is good for me. So pray for me. I'm not going to say too much about it because, usually when I put shit out there too early, it'll work out for the kids. So I'm going to just let it brew. I'm going to let it cook. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about that down the road. The farther I get towards it is it's going to be a process. It's going to take some time, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited. It's been a lot going on in the NBA world, a lot going on in the NFL world that I got to talk to y'all about. Went to a Jags game. I think it was the divisional round against the Bills. First round, went to that game. Cinema. Went to that game. It was absolutely amazing. Josh Allen came through, beat the Jags. Jacksonville Duval fans are the best. One of the best fan bases in NFL right now. Like they're absolutely amazing. Shout out to Duval. Shout out to Trevor Lawrence. You changed my opinion on you. I still think you're kind of mid, but you feel me? Shout out Trevor Lawrence, man. But yeah, I had a lot going on this last month. I'm ready to get into it. NBA second half of the season started. We got a lot of trades to talk about. When I say we, I'm talking about my brother Earl, Playoff Earl, my teammate on the Beyond the Backboard podcast. Earl, say what's up to the pod real quick, man.
Hey man, it's good to be here, man. This was like a cameo. You know, when you used to watch Disney Channel back in the day, they had crossovers, man. BTB, it's a little J/R crossover. I always love doing these. It's been a while since I've been on the to the More to the Story pod, but I'm excited. It's always a fun time. With me, Jake, can break down hoops and football as well, because I know we're both like into football too. That's not something we talk about on our basketball podcast. So excited to kind of break that down. And as always, man, I'm here for the journey, here for the chapters, and let's lock in with another good one.
Yes, man. Earl, you have not been on here since April last year when we did one of the first round recaps talking about the Pacers series last year, Clippers, Nuggets. It's been a while, almost an entire year. So glad to have you on earlier than that. Hopefully get to have you on more reoccurring. Hopefully the whole gang can come on. I can have them on More to the Story. Have a good pod, good fun pod over here. But yeah, man, this trade deadline is one of the most eventful ones ever, all time. It was an all-timer in the trade deadline. But before we get into NBA, last night was the Super Bowl. We're going to recap the Super Bowl very quickly, y'all. And when I say very quickly, I mean very quickly. It was not a great game. Seahawks won 29-13. They gave the Patriots the beat down. Sam Darnold is officially a Super Bowl champion. He is in the same draft as Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes. Oh, no. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, and a couple other guys that were thought to be better than Sam Darnold. He is the first one to start and win a Super Bowl. So crazy turn of events, man. Shout out to Sam Darnold. The Vikings looking pretty bad for y'all. Shout out to the Vikings. They're in my division, so I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. So yeah, man, this was a pretty boring Super Bowl, man. The Seahawks defense was just so legit, and the Patriots offensive line was just not ready for this game. Will Campbell alone gave up a Super Bowl high for the most pressures in the game. 14 pressures against Will Campbell alone.
I'll die for you.
Hey, that was the biggest cap of the summer, man. Will Campbell was not willing to die for Drake May. Obviously, he was getting his quarterback hit left and right. Most sacks in the Super Bowl game. Like I said, most pressures allowed. This shout out to Jake Myers, the Seahawks kicker, set the record for most field goal kicks made in the Super Bowl game. I low-key thought he was going to win the MVP, but they gave it to my boy Kenneth Walker, who should have been RB1 the whole year. He split touches with Charbonnet, so he got his shine, won Super Bowl MVP. It was a good Super Bowl, Earl. What did you think about this? What was your recap? Was it a good one? Was it boring? Just talk to me.
To be completely honest, it's funny. Right before the Super Bowl happened, like, shout out to my brother-in-law. He called me. He was like, hey, man, who you got for the game tonight? I literally told him, I was like, dude, I got the Seahawks, man. Seahawks defense has been crazy this year. The only thing that will hold the Seahawks back is Sam Darnold getting turnovers if he doesn't control his possessions correctly, which is not something he did. He did throw some risky passes, I'm not going to lie. He was trying it.
In the first quarter.
Very tight windows he was throwing into, but no turnovers, thankfully. And I told him, man, Kenneth Walker, he was playing for something bigger than himself. I felt like I had the script. I said, look, Charbonnet is not playing, bro. They literally talked about this all week, how the reason why they had that split backfield is for like big games like this, Kenneth Walker can like go crazy and have like the energy and his body be ready to take on like challenges like this where he can play an increased amount of snaps, which obviously we've seen last week plus this week. He upped himself, which I didn't think it was possible because he played elite the game before. And he just went unstoppable, bro. Even that last play that got called back, that 70-yard run for a touchdown, I was like, bro, this man is moving like a rocket. But for me, I thought it was completely boring. Drake May, disappointing, man. Like, and I'm not gonna be the one who just counts him out for his career. I mean, I think these are really good character building moments. These are like these are the moments you see in the documentary. It almost makes it better. Like first time I went, I got absolutely destroyed. Then he goes out and wins 6 of them. Who knows? Like the future is not settled yet. So I'm kind of glad he didn't win this early. I think it will help him. I don't know. I think it will help his career development a little bit better. So that line was atrocious, though. I'll agree with you. I think that part was horrible. Like the pressure the Seahawks were throwing at them was insane. And I think just to add on to it before I close off, Drake May looked very nervous. Like I don't know if you guys noticed that. He had some really good opportunities to change the game. Like he had I think it was a wide open pass to Hunter Henry. That could have been like potential like 50 to 60 yard game. I think he had one over the middle. I forgot who it was, wide open on a third and short or third and long. He missed. Yeah, multiple like that where he could have pushed the ball, pushed possessions, but he couldn't even get a first down. I don't know, bro. I think Henderson maybe could have got a little bit more run too. Usually the way they work it is if Stevenson can't get going, Henderson gets a lot of touches. I seen him kind of break it out a little bit, but it was pretty much too late. But yeah, I think I don't know. The Patriots just didn't seem prepared, which obviously sucks when you go to the Super Bowl. You want to see the best of the best clashing, and unfortunately, only one side came to work. I will say, Patriots defense, they tried. They tried. They couldn't stop. They stopped the pass game, by the way. JSN didn't have a crazy game. Cooper Kupp was hooping though. I know, different sport, but yeah, I think other than that, I think Patriots secondary did a really good job in their schemes, but that run game was unstoppable for the Seahawks. I can't lie.
Yeah, man, I agree with. I think everything you just said, man. Start off with Kenneth Walker. He is a guy that is due for an extension this upcoming summer, and he was splitting touches with Zach Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet is the goal line back, so he has the touchdowns. I was thinking that it's probably over for Kenneth Walker in Seattle this whole season. Just seeing how the split touches were, Charbonnet looked more effective in the red zone. He looked like he had a little bit more pop. But seeing Kenneth Walker by himself in the backfield, I might be looking to trade for him this summer in our Dynasty League. I'm not gonna lie, he looked that good, bro.
Hey,
he looked that good.
With you. You gotta
like he looked explosive. When stuff is blown up in the middle, he can bounce it back outside, get an extra 10 yards. I think this is one of the most explosive performances we've seen in a playoff by the running back. Like he had 3 last week. He had a couple against the 49ers when they blew them out. Like he led the postseason in touchdowns, I think, for all running backs. Like he was that explosive, won Super Bowl MVP. So yeah, shout out to Kenneth Walker, man. But one thing you said about Drake May, boy, he looked nervous. I mean, he had the yips, bro. He had the yips. I mean, I know the line was bad, but like you said, he missed some guys straight up. And that pick that he threw to Julian Love, what were you doing? If Chris Collinsworth has nothing to say, and Chris Collinsworth is a yapper, if you have Chris Collinsworth speechless, you did some dumb, stupid pass. Like this was inexcusable, but also this is the second youngest quarterback to ever start in a Super Bowl game. So I can't sit here and be like, oh, like you said, this is the end for Drake. This is gonna be the floor for Drake May going to the Super Bowl and getting shellacked. So hopefully later on in his career, he comes back again. He can come through. And, Mike Vrabel, this is their first year. It would have been a Cinderella story for them to win it this year. So the way their season ended, I know it's unfortunate for a Patriots fan. But, man, the future is bright for Drake May and this young Patriots team. And, I think it's a good one. Before we wrap up this Super Bowl talk, we got to talk about the biggest thing in the Super Bowl was the halftime show. Earl.
Yeah.
What did you think about the halftime show? Talk to me.
And, man, shout out to Bad Bunny, man. Like, I know, obviously, there's a lot of people mad about the halftime show. I heard there was another halftime show airing on a different network that got some views. Probably around what 4 million. But when you look at the numbers, man, analytics don't lie. 135 million, the most ever, was insane. Like I think my problem with this, obviously, I'm not gonna get too political here. I'm a guest on the show, but I will say, I thought it just showed like family, bro. It just showed every aspect of his culture. He displayed like pretty much every flag showing that we're a united front, United States of America. And one of his biggest messages was no hate, just show love. Like replace hate with love. And I thought it was nice, bro. Like it was nice. I mean, who get mad? They had everything. Like they had dancing, the singing was cool. They had some nice special guests as well. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Jessica Alba. I seen her on the stage as well. As somebody just sitting in the background.
All time baddie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. It was
top 3 all time. But yeah, I thought it was cool, man. I didn't necessarily understand every song out there, no, but the vibes were there for me. So I thought it was a pretty fun halftime show.
Yeah, man. To go off what Earl said, I watched the halftime show with a lot of non-Spanish speakers, to say the least, and we vibed out at the halftime show.
Yes.
I mean, it was a vibe. The camera work and the cinematography, whatever that word is, that shit was great.
That's right.
I feel like we were in a music video, following along, falling through the stage, going into the house. Like, bro, it was fire. I mean, we had Cardi B, special guest appearance.
Yep.
Like you said, Jessica Alba, Karol G, some Spanish legends out there, man. So you can't go wrong with it. Lady Gaga, who I couldn't believe spoke Spanish. I did not know Lady Gaga.
I didn't know she was fluent like that. Yeah, I didn't know.
So yeah, Lady Gaga is Colombian, and she is indeed like that. She came out, did her thing, and I think it was a really good halftime performance. And just to veer off a little bit, as a Drake guy and a Kendrick Lamar hater, better than last year. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. Though. Better than last year.
To add to that, bro, I don't know why people are mad. Like, okay, look. To be fair, we every year, like, it's either a rapper, it's either a singer, whatever. Like, it's usually like the same thing, bro. Like, I don't mind like different aspects. Like, I think that's what makes United States of America so special. Is we have so many cultures here. So why not display them all? Like, you may not understand exactly what's going on, but you can understand. You can tell, like Jay said, from the cinematography, they're telling stories. Like, you don't have to know every lyric to a song to know it's good. Just saying, like, that's just a fact. Like, you just gotta feel the music. Like, I was watching with my family too, and the thing that I was like just made me laugh and stuff. Like, my nephew, he was literally dancing the whole time. Does he understand what's happening? No, he's just dancing, having a good time. And I'm like, bro, like, that's what it's about. So I thought it was fun, bro. It was a entertaining halftime. Yeah, I thought it was decent.
It was good, man. And all in all, I give the Super Bowl a 6 out of 10. The halftime show kind of carried it. It was good, man. I have no complaints. They broke records, so the people can't say it was trash if it was the most watched. Like, it was talked about.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Super Bowl, man. This NFL season has officially come to a close. It was fun covering it here on More to the Story, and we look forward to doing the same thing next year. But let's get down to the meat and bones of the pie. Let's get down to the real deal of the podcast. The reason that I brought my good brother Earl on here, let's talk some hoops, man. This NBA trade deadline ended as of Thursday, 3 p.m. And today is Monday, the 9th. So it's fully marinated. Some of the guys have played for their new teams. So let's just talk about some of these trades and how the guys have looked on their new teams already. And we're going to start off with this James Harden trade. We're going to start off with James Harden traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland and a second-round pick. Earl, what is your reaction to this trade, and how do you think James Harden looked this Saturday as a Cleveland Cavalier?
Look, my reaction to this trade, I love it, man. I love it. And for everybody hating on James Harden, I hear all the negativity talking about he wasn't a playoff performer. If I remember correctly, I forget which series it was. I think it was last year. The first 2 to 3 games, he absolutely carried. No, I think it was when he was on the Sixers. It was like the first 2 to 3 games.
Yes, remember Embiid was out a couple games and he was carrying.
And Embiid was the injury-prone guy, and when he was playing, he was like a shell of himself. So for people to completely put all the blame on James Harden, I think is very unfair. And looking at the way this Cleveland team is constructed, like, I literally seen, like, they were just trying to, it was like just adding an extra piece. Nothing was taken away. Like, I watched the game, the substitutions they made, and I think the first half was a tribute to, like, new guys playing for the first time, right? It looked a little bit shaky. I feel like Harden didn't really want to be aggressive. He didn't want to be a playmaker at times. And I think he struggled with that. Donovan Mitchell kind of was non-aggressive in the first quarter, / a little bit into the second. And then as the game kind of breaks down, it's just like playing with like your homeboy you ain't played with in a minute. Like once y'all find that chemistry, y'all feel it cooking up. Y'all get that excitement back. Things start flowing. And another trade I'll talk about too, and throw this in here, is the Keon Ellis trade. I think that was amazing because he comes off the bench. He's a defensive guy, and he's a really good catch and shoot 3-point shooter. I don't know what his percentages are, but from that game, I haven't watched a lot of Cleveland games or really Kings games, so I don't have the best footprint on how he played this season. But he looked great, man. Like people said that lost defense. If you need some defense, you sub him in. Even Dennis Schroeder played pretty decent on defense as well. So James Harden, like this was just the light version, and in the light version, he had
23 and 8.
Yeah, 23 and 8.
And yeah,
crazy.
If you watched this game, y'all, it was in the middle of the Saturday, so I'm pretty sure not a lot of people watched this game.
Yep.
They were losing most of this game to the Kings, who are one of the best first quarter teams in the league, and then they just shit the bed the rest of the game. But it was really Donovan Mitchell and James Harden down the stretch. I mean, James Harden hit a couple of big threes in the fourth while letting just Donovan Mitchell do his thing. Donovan Mitchell had a light 35, efficient 35. Jared Allen had like 24 and 10. I mean, this is without Mobley, y'all. This is without Evan Mobley. And like Earl said, you have Keon Ellis to come in off the bench. You're going to get Max Strus back at some point this year.
Yep.
I mean, this Cavs team, I don't know if I'm overreacting. I think they're my new favorite to come out the East. And this is with a James Harden guy who is a playoff choker. And I understand the playoff stuff with James Harden. He has never had a guy who consistently just comes through for him. Last year is kind of no excuse because Kawhi Leonard was really good last year in the playoffs.
Right.
And James Harden had those stinkers, Game 6 and Game 7. But Donovan Mitchell, I've seen put up 50 in the playoffs multiple times.
Yes.
2 times against my Orlando Magic, a couple times against Jamal Murray in the bubble a couple years ago. He is a playoff riser, whether it's on the Jazz, Cavaliers. He's going to do his thing. So I'm looking out for them coming out of the East this year in the playoffs. I know that they still have to get their feet under them because a lot of guys have not played together. Evan Mobley and not the lineup. I got to see how the bench looks with when Max Strus once he comes back. Does he start? Because I think Tyson is fire. Shout out to Tyson. He's a really good hooping, young guy. He's been hooping. Like I just really love this Cavs team. I love this trade. Darius Garland just unavailable now, guys. And then Earl last year, what did he shoot last year in the playoffs?
23%. I got the number in my head. 23%. I have people. No, shout out. I'll name drop, man. Max trying to convince me that I get it. Like in the grand scheme of things, yes, when you compare ages, James Harden is a depreciating asset. But I don't think keeping Darius Garland on the Cleveland Cavaliers wins you any championships. Like I'm gonna be completely real. He was a guy who was unreliable from a health standpoint. James Harden has been healthy, 100% healthy the last 2 seasons. And I'm going to assume that by this history, he will be until he decides to hang it up. Like, he does a really good job of taking care of his body. And the production, bro, you're not going to get... Like, he's a better player in every aspect. 3-point shooting, playmaking. Defense, I'll give him about the same edge. Maybe the Garland slightly better. I don't know. Probably so because he's younger. But playmaking, like, he's a guy... I watch James Harden. Like, I'm old head. Well, I'm not old head. I'm not that old. But, like, dude, I watched James Harden turn Clint Capella into an absolute... You blink your eyes, I'll use the word all-star looking player. Zubac. Do you see what he just got traded for? If Zubac and Harden never played together, I will stand on paper and say that Zubac never gains the amount of confidence he did, and he never gets traded for that package because nobody would know how valuable of a player he was because he wasn't being used correctly before Harden got there. Now you're telling me Evan Mobley, who I feel like has struggled with his offense recently, he's going to get so many more easy touches because James Harden's a guy who specializes in getting his bigs in the right spot consistently. So that's what I got to say about James Harden. You are getting that player in the playoffs. So I'm excited, man. They're my new favorites too in the East.
And this is a guy who has said on record that he is the system. Mm-hmm. Having that guy as your system with a potent offensive player like Donovan Mitchell, it's going to be scary hours in Cleveland, I think, in my opinion. And then you got Schroeder come off the bench, who's a very serviceable one. Like I said, Max Strus is going to come back. He's a great 3-and-D player in the NBA. Dean Wade. There's so many guys on this team that are going to benefit off of James Harden, especially Evan Mobley, like you said, who's having a little bit of a slump this year after being Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Yep.
But, man, scary hours for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But on to our next trade. we're gonna cover all these trades in one for the Chicago Bulls. My dearly beloved Chicago Bulls. I do not barely want to talk about you guys because I don't know what you're doing. But the Chicago Bulls, I'm gonna say who they got in. They got in Jaden Ivey, Anthony Simons, a second round pick, Rob Dillingham, and am I missing anybody? Colin Sexton they got in as well. And then they lost Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, Dalen Terry. They Nikola Vucevic is gone as well. This is a completely different Chicago Bulls look team. It's now a team with 6 guards and a center and some power forwards. I don't know what they're doing. I don't understand it. But a trade that I do want to talk about specifically in this Bulls grand scheme of things is the Anthony Simons for Nikola Vucevic trade. What do you think about this trade, Earl?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think if you blink your eyes, do 360 spins, then you can ignore the fact that the Bulls have every guard available at the trade deadline. But if I take away all that context, I think he just makes sense on a young team like this. I will admit I don't know where it almost feels like. When we look at the grand scheme of things, it almost feels like he's just Kobe White. Like, if I'm being real, like as far as his production on the team, what he'll be to this team next to a Josh Giddey, I feel like that's how he's going to play. But I think the Vucevic thing was something that was looming in the air for the last 3 seasons. I think it was time for him to go. I think for both parties, it just made no sense for Vucevic to be playing at this level he is offensively, to be on the Bulls, who are kind of still deciding what they want to do with their future, as a team who's kind of floating in the play-in area when they should really either be losing bad or competing to actually make a playoff push. So they're in the weird gray area. So I think it made sense for you guys. I mean, we've already seen Simons has been a guy who's upped his production when he played on the Celtics. I thought he did a pretty decent job, and I think he's a guy, trade-wise, if you go in the summer and say, hey, I want to try to trade him for an earlier first-round pick to add on to our team and to start the rebuild, he's a guy you can move. I don't think you can say the same thing about Vucevic for a package like that. So I think that trade makes sense to me. It's just weird with the amount of guards that we're bringing in, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off. I have a huge theory. I'm gonna go off the rails a little bit here. So I thought the Chicago Bulls were doing this trade deadline, I thought they were gearing up to make a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade. I'm not even kidding, and I'm gonna explain to you why. The Chicago Bulls have Trey Jones, Jaden Ivey, Josh Giddey, Anthony Simons, Colin Sexton. What guard am I missing? Like they have so many players. Rob Dillingham, Rob,
small guard.
Like they have two. Yoki,
Yoki, yeah.
They have Yoki. We got Pat Williams, who makes a lot of money. He's under a contract. We got Isaac Okoro. I thought we were gearing up the capital to trade like 3 or 4 guards to get a Giannis, because the Bucks need everything they can get at this point. And once I saw that this is the team that we're going to be rolling with after deadline.
That just Trey Jones?
Yeah, I said Trey Jones.
Okay.
I just don't understand what the Bulls are doing and what direction they're trying to go towards. I mean, I don't think we're bad enough to tank, because we're like 1 game under 500, like 23-24 or 22-25, wherever we are. We're around that range. So almost not bad enough to tank, because the teams below us are way below us. And I thought we would be trying to get better, to try to make a push. And it just seems like we're just going to kick the tires and we're going to roll with this team for the rest of the season. I just saw us play against the Denver Nuggets, and I literally saw a lineup with Rob Dillingham, Colin Sexton, and Anthony Simons. All those guys are 6'3" and under, and the tallest guy on the court was Isaac Okoro at 6'7". I don't understand what was going on. I don't know what the Bulls are doing, but that's just what the Bulls do, man. They aim for the 10th seed every year. They make the play-in. They lose in the first round of the play-in tournament, and they're like, yes, next season we're gonna do the same thing. I don't understand what the Bulls are doing. I'm very, very, very tired of watching them play. They are the hardest watch for me in the NBA right now, because I care so much about them. I think Matas Buzelis is such a good young player. I thought even he could be included in a Giannis trade, because it's Giannis, you feel me?
Yep.
But I just don't understand what we are doing to build around him, to build around Josh Giddey. And man, I'm tired of talking about the Bulls already. Tired of them. But the next trade, that was a pretty big trade that I want to bring up. Anthony Davis to the Washington Wizards. him, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum to the Wizards for Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley, 2 first-round picks, and 3 second-round picks. Earl, what was your initial reaction to seeing this trade, brother?
My initial reaction was the Washington Wizards sneakily have been the best. No, okay, let me rephrase that. Washington Wizards sneakily have had the best front office moves the last 2.5 seasons. Even when it came down to drafting, we've seen the situation with Zachary Ricochet and Alex Sarr. There was a lot of questions between the Hawks and Ricochet. The Hawks and Sarr. Basically, Sarr was like, "Nah, I want to be a Wizard." And obviously, they had conversations in the back room with him and how he fit with his scheme, and him kind of deferring to the Wizards and telling the Hawks, "Hey, don't draft me." That was a legendary decision, by the way. I think it was just beautiful. And on top of that, their young core, Bilal Coulibaly, Keyshawn George. He was I believe he was a late first round pick, maybe even a second.
Yep.
Absolutely monster of a pick, bro. Because he's not a person who averaged like a crazy amount of points in college. I think it was more of a, hey, I don't know what it is. I think really their front office scouting team just has to be really good. Like they've hit pretty big on a lot of picks. Bub Carrington as well. I think he's gonna fit good next to Trae Young. And Trae, there's Trae. There's 2 Traes now. In Washington, I think those guys are gonna fit well together. But the biggest thing about this trade is Anthony Davis, man. Like, as a Lakers fan, I know what Anthony Davis always wanted. He always wanted to play next to a guy like Alex Sarr, a 5 who can protect the rim. They can both play defense at a high level. They can both shoot. Alex Sarr, to me, is a way better floor spacer. But in these type of lineups, you can run a 5 out with Anthony Davis and Sarr. Like, it will work. Anthony Davis obviously doesn't shoot a high volume of them, but when he did, he was pretty decent in 2020. So I think looking future-wise, obviously on paper they look really good, but we've seen a lot of teams who look good on paper. But I just want to see how it all looks. And then adding to the point that they acquired Trae Young as well, a couple weeks before this was absolutely. I thought that deal was like pretty much, hey, we're starting over. The future's bright. I thought it was a good move. Trae Young to me is a guy. Obviously, before the season, every single year in the NBA before the season, he's increased his assists per game. So I'm curious to see how he looks. Alex Sarr looks with a real point guard. I watched a lot of Wizards game, and they struggled to get him the ball. Like, he has to actually, like, hey, pass me the ball. And that's why you'll see his box score where he shoots like 28 shots and he only makes like less than half of them. It's because he's forcing some shots up. Won't be the case when Trae Young gets there. So, and they managed to keep their top pick and not trade any of their young superstar type potential players, and got AD, send off their expiring grandpas to different teams. I thought it was smart, man. Shout out to the Wizards.
Yeah, man. You hit everything on the head on this one as well, man. The haul that they had to give up to get AD was, you do that every time. Every single time to
Easy.
get AD. I mean, like Earl said, the defense that is going to be on this team, you have Bilal Coulibaly, defensive specialist. Keyshawn George, defensive specialist. Alex Sarr, defensive specialist. With Anthony Davis, Trae Young this is the dream Trae Young situation. They talk about hiding Trae Young. Brother's going to be, you could try to hunt Trae Young. Yeah, you're going to get Bilal switched on you next play.
Yep.
Then you're going to get Keyshawn switched on you next play.
Yep.
Oh, you think we're going to hunt the bigs? How about try AD and Alex Sarr? Like, it's just not going to happen with this lineup. I think that, like Earl said, the Washington Wizards have been cooking these last couple of years, man. Their picks, their trades have made sense. Even when, remember, going into this season, they had Marcus Smart on the team, Chris Middleton, CJ McCollum. They had all these guys, and everybody's like, man, what the hell are the Wizards doing? Like, what's going on with that team? They have all these vets and all these young guys. What are they going to do? And they geared up to make a trade like this and then previously get Trae Young. Like, I just don't see how you can look at the Wizards and just keep looking at them and laughing. Like, they're not a laughing stock of the league anymore. No. They are actually trying to make moves, man. So shout out to whoever they have in the front office, because you're cooking. I'm loving this trade. This is probably my favorite trade of the trade deadline. And actually I have another trade we're going to talk about. That's probably my favorite. But yeah, this is one of my favorites of the deadline. Anthony Davis is going to be out for the rest of the year. They've already announced hand/groin injuries. I'm pretty sure they're going to be announcing something with Trae Young as well. I don't think he's going to play at all. But yeah, man, shout out to the Wizards in this one, and for the Mavs, we got to talk about the Mavs side in this. They clearly didn't get enough, and they're clearly just being ran horribly by this new ownership. They got Chris Middleton. AJ Johnson could be a guy. Malachi Branham is solid. Marvin Bagley solid. He actually had a really good first game for the Mavs, Marvin Bagley. But you get 2 first round picks, 3 seconds. I guess that's cool. You know, you want to build around Cooper Flag, who's clearly the future, gonna be a top 10 guy in the league for years to come. USA, All Olympic team, whatever he's gonna be. Cooper Flag is gonna knock down all those barriers. But Anthony Davis, to just only get this for AD, I just don't think it was enough. I think they lowballed. I think because AD and Clutch Sports were really pushing on him to get out, they were just like, yeah, we gotta take this because he's gonna be unhappy here regardless. He's not gonna sign an extension. We're gonna waste our time keeping him rather than just trading him. So I think that the Mavs again have made another bad move, and they're making bad move after bad move after bad move. It just came out today that Mark Cuban and a private partner are going to try to buy back the Dallas Mavericks. Like he's pissed watching his Mavs crumble. But yeah, that's enough of this trade. The next trade that I want to talk about, and that is probably my favorite trade, Earl, of this whole deadline.
Talk to me.
Is the sneaky Benedict Mathurin Ivica Zubac trade. So Ivica Zubac has been traded to the Indiana Pacers for Ben Mathurin, and I forgot the rest of the details. I had it pulled up, but I just lost it. Oh, I got it up right here.
Yeah.
So the Pacers get Zubac, Kobe Brown. The Clippers get Ben Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, 2 first-round picks, and a second. And I will break down the 2026 first-round pick. So if the Indiana Pacers get 1 through 4 or 10 through 31, they get to keep their pick this upcoming year, which is a loaded draft class. The 2026 draft class, going to be one for the Bucks. But if that pick in the lottery falls from the 5th through the 9th pick, that pick goes to the Clippers. And if you guys don't know, the Clippers are obviously, I don't know if they're taking it or not because Kawhi Leonard's still losing his mind every night. But if they land a 5th through 9th pick, that will completely turn their franchise around as well. But say that like I said, the Pacers do get their pick, their 2026 first for the Clippers turns into a 2031 unprotected first. So it's kind of a win-win trade for the Clippers unless the Pacers are generationally good for the next 5 years. But yeah, man, this is one of my favorite sneaky trades, man. Ivica Zubac is going to the reigning Eastern Conference champions. Obviously, they're not doing nothing this year. No Halliburton, they're tanking. But next year, you're going to have a team with Tyrese Halliburton, a potential 2026 first-round pick. You're going to have Andrew Nembhard still, Pascal Siakam, Aaron Nesmith is still there. Obi Toppin is going to come back from injury. This could be a squad next year, y'all. And I think that this was a great trade. This was the ideal center. I mean, Ivica Zubac made an all-team defense last year. All they needed was a defensive center and a rebounder. Top 5 rebounder in the league as well. He's 5th in the league as it currently stands. Something that Miles Turner never did. Even though Miles Turner is a solid shot blocker and rim deter, he's not nowhere near the player that Zubac is rebounding and just an overall presence in the paint. He's a big guy, 7 foot, has nice footwork, can get his own shot around the rim, can shoot the pick and pop like free throw line area. I think this is an amazing trade. I don't know how the Pacers pulled this off, and they did it last year as well. If you guys don't remember, in the middle of the finals, they made such a sneaky trade that just went under the radar. They did it again. And to talk about this for the Clippers, though, you get Ben Mathurin, who could be a 20-point per game guy. We saw him do it in the finals. He came in and had some big games in the finals against OKC when nobody could really get off against this team. He had some big games. And you get those 2 first-round picks, like I said, is going to be a 2026 or a 2031. And the 2029 unprotected is locked in. And then the 1 second probably don't mean nothing. You know, people probably hit on a second every 10 years. Who knows? But I think it's a pretty even trade. If I have to pick a winner, I just got to go with the Pacers in this one. Zubac is just the player that this team was missing, man. But Earl, what do you think about this trade? You like it? You don't like it? Talk to me.
Honestly speaking, I think it makes a lot of sense for the Pacers, right? We know they're going to be a top lottery team this upcoming free agency. Well, not free agency, this upcoming summer for 2026. I thought the protections were spot on, man. Like if it's 1 through 3, we get 1 through 4, sorry. You get a generational talent type of player. So I love that risk. I think 5 to 9 is more subtle. Like, there's still great players in that range, but it's not world breaking, like if it lands in that range and I get Zubac in return, and then when you get to like 10 to 31, you can still get a really nice quality role player slash potential. Like that's more of the potential side. I'm not necessarily guaranteed as the front end is of 1 through 4, but still gives you a good quality player to put next to what Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal, and Zubac, like a rookie who's not really going to have a lot to worry about as far as like getting to his spots, getting open, focus on scoring, whether it's scoring, rebounding, whatever. You're playing next to one of the best playmakers in the game. So your job is going to be pretty plug and play and simple. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes sense. Like the protections were spot on. Like Pacers basically betting in like, hey, if it's not 1 through 4, if it's not, basically they're saying we got ball knowledge, man. If it's not 5, if it's not 1 through 4 or 9 through 31, like we got those ranges covered. Like we can find somebody in the late lottery and find a guy who can be plug and play. And we'll gamble that 5 through 9 section. So I think it was smart. And the Clippers, obviously, I don't know, man. It's the Clippers. Like I thought it was very interesting. Like I think James Harden really just messed up everything for them because I don't think you sell on a Zubac if Harden stays at the deadline. Because I thought the Clippers were playing pretty good basketball. Like they were rising in the standings a little bit. Maybe not a lot as far as numbers wise, but they were winning a lot more games compared to when the season started. So I thought they were on a good flow. I mean, I feel so bad. Like out of everything with this trade, I feel so bad for Kawhi, man. But Kawhi, he's obviously taking his anger out on the game of basketball because he's been absolutely hooping. I think the game before he had 31, and then last game he had 41
41, like,
and like
yeah.
4 steals or something crazy like that. Like Kawhi Leonard is on an absolute revenge tour, and I love it. And they beat the Timberwolves, by the way. Like that wasn't like we're gonna go beat. Dang, what's the team? I can't even say like a whole bunch of bad teams now. Like teams are actually hooping now. It's not like we played the Nets. Sorry, that's the one team that just hasn't figured it out yet. Um, sorry, Nets fans. Your future's looking brighter, but it's not quite there yet. But yeah, I think on both sides, I kind of like the trade. I mean, if you're gonna get return for Zubac, I mean, 2 firsts and a second, plus Mathurin, a guy who's gonna be a 20+ game scorer, you can't really get mad at that, especially for like what you got Zubac for back in the day. Like you got 1,000x return on value, so that's cool. But yeah, I think the trade was pretty fun. Pacers are gonna be really let's just say Knicks will be shaking next year.
Yeah, man, this is a great trade. I think it's my favorite one of the whole deadline. But we're gonna move on to our next trade, which I think was the worst trade of the deadline and one that made the least sense. Kristaps Porzingis to the Warriors for
Mm,
Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield.
mm.
Earl, I'm gonna let you have the floor first on this one.
Ooh,
Initial reaction: do you think the trade works out? What do you think about this one, man?
trash.
Yeah.
First thing that made me laugh: Kristaps Porzingis will play Saturday. The day of the game, Kristaps Porzingis ruled out of the game Saturday versus the Lakers, bro. Kristaps Porzingis, I told y'all this on the B2B pod. I have no idea what disclosed medical stuff he has going on that the NBA just refuses to talk about for the last year and a half. But I do not want that risk on my team. I'm sorry. Like if he's gonna randomly miss like a couple weeks of basketball to a month of basketball, and obviously prayers to him. I don't want anybody to be injured or anything like that. But I feel like the whole situation is just too much of a mystery for me as a GM to take that on. And Steve Kerr, like his comments too about how it just feels like a relief after the trade deadline. You're a horrible coach, by the way. No disrespect. You've been carried by Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson throughout those championship runs. And plus, you weren't even the person who developed that scheme and developed that chemistry between those guys. You kind of just came in and took the keys and started driving the car and claimed it was yours when it was a rental. But that's just a different side of the story. I think he treated Jonathan Kuminga so unfairly. He's a guy who never got a chance to grow. He never got a chance to make mistakes and learn. Like that's the best part of being a rookie. And playing in systems like this, I thought he could have been a good piece for the future. But they treated him like an outcast. We seen what they did to Jordan Poole. He was a really good contributor for the Warriors. Draymond Green gets into an altercation with him, and then he's off the team. So I think the Warriors have a really bad habit of dealing with their young players. And surprise, surprise, Steve Kerr's never had to really develop young talent like that. Just putting it out there, he never really had to develop Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond. That wasn't his role. He just kind of came in. They were kind of already in their type of flow and on their forward progression as far as confidence to build the dynasty that we know today. So I think Steve Kerr's done a horrible job of that management. Pods is pods. He's not really that consistent of a player. He gets so much slack. I forgot who else they have over there. And they also shipped away Trace Jackson as well. And he got I guess in Raptors, their history is hilarious. No offense. I think he was the first Raptors player in their history to get a double-double in the return. It was like 10 points and rebounds. So it wasn't anything crazy, but shout out to him. Yeah, I think the Warriors they're really bad at managing young talents. They'd rather pay Jimmy Butler, $100+ million
for 2 years, bro.
for 2 years at his age than one pay Jonathan Kuminga, which they drug out his contract extension for months, bro, like almost a whole year. So to me, I think it was a silly move. I thought honestly the Hawks won that trade regardless of what happens. Jonathan Kuminga could play games and just not be good. They still win. I feel like they can use that contract and trade him in bigger deals if they want to make moves over the summer. So yeah, I think the Hawks continue to make decent moves. Obviously, move off of Trae Young. Interesting choice for that package, but I'm not mad at it. I just think the Warriors overrated move. He's not going to be an impact player for them.
Yeah, man. I have a lot of thoughts about this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start with the Warriors side and them taking a risk on Kristaps Porzingis, a guy who, like Earl said, has his undisclosed sickness that affects his heart rate in the middle of games. So like he actually cannot play. It's not something that like, hey, bro, you got the sniffles, bro. Come hoop, man. Like you good. No, he actually cannot play. Like his heart rate is irregular with this sickness. How do you take a risk on a guy like this? Like you see what he. I think he's played less than 10 games this season for the Hawks. He just does not play.
No.
And for Steve Kerr to be like, "Oh, this is the guy we needed, or we've been looking at for 3+ years," what are we talking about? The Celtics Porzingis? Like he has not played in now 2 years. He just doesn't play basketball anymore. And Steph Curry, who was in and out of the lineup, Steph Curry probably misses 2 weeks a season, to where he just has an injury that has him out for a little while. And they never have a guy that can just hold the weight. And Jonathan Kuminga could have possibly been that. I've seen Kuminga have 30 in the conference finals against the Timberwolves. Like he is solid. Or not the conference semifinals. I don't understand how Steve Kerr gets so many passes for just giving up on his young players, man.
Yeah.
And I know it didn't work out with Wiseman. You had to take that number one pick.
True.
No, it didn't work out with Jordan Poole because the Draymond Green situation. Kuminga, we see what's going on now. Like it's just, why can't this team figure it out with young players? Pods just made. Like Pods is okay, but he's a frustrating guy. Like I just don't know what is going on with the Warriors and their young crew. Like Dunleavy is a great GM. He's good at everything he does. I understand, but like this trade just made. I can't make I don't know what they're doing. Like you rather take a risk at having Porzingis, who's probably going to play 20 games the rest of the season, than having Jonathan Kuminga. I just don't. I would never do it if I'm a GM. But the Warriors must just hate Jonathan Kuminga. They must hate him, or Steve Kerr must hate him because he obviously didn't play him. I remember he had this lame joke in a press conference saying, "Oh no, I don't have to worry about my wife asking me if I'm going to play Jonathan tonight." Like, bro, you're playing with this young man's career. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
that's
Steve Kerr from benching Tatum in the Olympics to this, it's just like, bro, he's obviously 2022 makes it hard for me to say he's a bad coach because he coached the hell out of that team in 2022. Even though it was a lot of heroic Steph Curry Superman shit, he was coaching the hell out of the Warriors. He mixed them out some lineups, put Wiggins out there to guard Tatum, Draymond Green and guard Jaylen Brown. It was nice, but it's just like, man, what he's doing with these young guys is just so bad, man. I feel so bad for Jonathan Kuminga. He's gonna have some wreck on this team, on the Hawks, but this is Jalen Johnson's team. And after Jalen Johnson, I'd even say it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker's team because he's hooping this year, bro. Nickeil's averaging, I think, 20 a game. Going to him late in games, just hit a shot the other day, hit 7 parts of the rim and falls in like he's clutch. Like I just hope that Jonathan Kuminga could fit on this team and that he finds a home soon because he's a player that I like. He's super athletic, can go downhill, can hit a spot up 3 every once in a while. I just think he has to be given a chance, man. Just give bro a chance. And just see how he works out. But one of the last couple trades that I wanted to talk about here, I want to talk briefly about this Jared McCain trade to the OKC Thunder. Thunder get Jared McCain. Sixers get a 2026 Rockets pick and 3 seconds from the OKC Thunder. Earl, did you think that they sold low on Jared McCain?
Yes. Like we're talking about a guy coming back from injury, obviously it's kind of a struggle. Like you have to, like your body reacts different. Like this is probably a guy who hasn't had any major injuries in his career, so you have to adjust. Like I know it's kind of deep into the season. The consistency wasn't there, but he was just coming off of a good game where he built a lot of confidence. The team, obviously, like you said, was there for him in those big moments, and you can tell like he was headed towards the right direction. The Sixers were headed towards the right direction. So for me to throw it all away for a player, probably is going to be a late first round pick that you have no idea if they're going to fit in the scheme or not. To me, makes little to no sense. And like his comments, it just shows why nobody likes Daryl Morey at all. Like even James Harden. James Harden was right, obviously. He's just like one of those gossip guys. Like he just likes to put a microphone in front of his face. He likes to have a lot of control. And I think he kind of takes advantage. Like I know he's a team owner and stuff like that, but I think he takes the word owner a little bit too serious, and he doesn't respect the player personality / relationship side of things at all. In my opinion, and he's really kind of sensitive to me too. So, Jared McCain, Oklahoma City Thunder. I seen a joke. If Sam Presti trades with you, he's not losing. You're losing. You're indeed losing, and you're indeed selling low if he's coming to you for a deal.
Right.
For the Thunder, man, amazing value, bro. Like you're dealing with a lot of injuries. SGA, AJ Mitchell as well has some injury concerns, and you're gonna want like more depth on your bench, is which something OKC has specialized in and shown us like how good the youth movement is for the future of basketball. Like they're getting another guy on a rookie scale deal who's gonna play good basketball for them for the next couple of years, and then when the time comes for a contract, they can either sign him under the cap, or they can use him as asset to trade and start the cycle back over. So I think Oklahoma City Thunder, they're just geniuses, bro. Like they just own the game. I was super surprised by this trade, and I'm gonna just say it now: Oklahoma City Thunder won this deal. Like Jared McCain was literally the rookie of the year before he got injured. Like let's be real.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on every facet that you said. From the Daryl Morey, he just likes being on TV, man. Like James
Yes.
Harden literally was on a China tour and held up a sign that said, "I hate Daryl Morey." Basically, like Daryl Morey's a liar. Like this,
Yes.
he's fallen out with a lot of players. So that jab that he gave Jerry McCain was speechless. Like he didn't even know what to say when reporters asked him that. He was just like he tried to just brush it off and move on to the next thing. As much as you can make fun of Jerry McCain of the corniness, painting nose, whatever you want to say, he is a very fun guy, very good teammate, and a good basketball player. Like whether you guys agree with me or not, one of the top players in high school, very good player at Duke in his one and done year. Like Earl said, was on track to win Rookie of the Year last year.
Yep.
Like he had a couple of 30 pieces back to back games, was coexisting with Maxey and Embiid very well last year. It's just like, man, for him to get hurt like that, had a major injury toward meniscus,
Yes.
for him to just be like they gave up on him. I know VJ Edgecombe is better than him. VJ Edgecombe is the
For sure,
future of
yeah.
that team. He was an expandable piece. I understand that.
Yeah.
But to say, oh no, we think we sold high, but you traded 3 second round picks, and then Houston's first. Houston's gonna have a 25 or better pick because they're top 3 in the West, top 4 in the West.
Yep.
You sold pretty low, Daryl. Like I know you sold very low. You lost the trade. You kicked the tires on the guy who could go on a revenge tour and just be good all of a sudden. Adding him to a team, like Earl said, with SGA at the 1, you got Cason Wallace still, Alex Caruso at guard, Lou Dort combo guard, AJ Mitchell combo guard, J Dub can play the 2 and the 3. It's just like, bro, to add a spot shooter and a nice little two-way player like Jared McCain to this, and he fits the vibe of OKC. He's young, he's vibrant, he's gonna like all those post-game interviews. Like he's an OKC type of player. I just think that Daryl Morey and Sam Presti, they both looked at Jerry McCain. They see the Philly looked at him like, hey, he's expandable. We got VJ. OKC looked at him like, hey, SJ's going to be out the next 2 weeks. AJ still battling injury. Alex Caruso's in and out lineup. We can use him. I feel like I got to say that both sides won the trade just because of that fact. But did the Sixers buy low? Absolutely. You guys could have got Jerry McCain for way more than that. Trading him to a probably different team because OKC didn't need him, so they're not going to give up their whole haul for him. But I think that this is a very slept on trade. I think that Jerry McCain will fit this team very well. Have not been healthy as of late, so man, this could really, really work out for them. But Earl, did you care at all about your team getting Luke Kennard, or is Luke Kennard there? How'd you feel?
Honestly, first game he was kind of hooping. I got like 10 points. Efficiency was there. Look, the way I think about it, y'all know I don't like Gabe Vincent at all. He took our money and then he refused to really play efficient basketball for us at all. Second Miami Heat player, by the way, to run a heist on the Lakers organization. First one was Kendrick Nunn, absolutely horrible too. I'm just glad he's out the city, man. I love. I can tell me and Luke Kennard are gonna get along well. Like Luke Kennard to me, like I never really avidly like watched his game, but you can tell he's very aggressive. I mean, his first shot was a heavily contested three, and it was nothing but net. Like I kind of sat back in my chair. I was like, dang, okay, I'm not used to this from a role player off the bench, and he's shooting nearly 50% from three, which obviously we're one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league. Besides Reeves, I think Luka's got his percentage up in Rui Hachimura. It's been lackluster from that. Threes have been lackluster from our team, so I love it, man. I think the fit's there. I'm not asking him to go give me 30, but I just need him to be a catch and shoot guy. And I think when Luka comes back, he's definitely gonna love playing with a Luke Kennard who can catch those grenade passes, as people like to call them, with 4 seconds left on shot clock and actually make the shot. So I think it works. Low risk, high reward. I'm with it.
I'm gonna go as far as saying I think Luke Kennard is one of my favorite bench players in the NBA. I don't think anybody watched Luke Kennard too much on the Grizzlies and on the Hawks. He's low key a combo guard. He can run pick and roll. His handle is okay. Can get the ball to the big. Can create his own shot while being a spot up.
Yes,
I think that Luke Kennard should start, and I would bring Austin Reeves off the bench, like I talked about on BTB in the preseason. I think Austin Reeves would be the bench best player in the NBA by far. We saw him drop 35 in 25 minutes off the bench the other night versus Philly. Like Austin Reeves would be a cheat code off the bench. Run the second unit, because the Lakers' second unit just can't create any scoring, even though I like their defense in the second unit. To have all that defense with Austin Reeves would just be amazing. And then having a spot shooter like Luke Kennard who doesn't need the ball, but can also, hey, Luka, you had the ball 10 plays in a row. All right, I got you. Hey, Bron, you got it this one. You run this set. I think that would be a great lineup. And he's a JJ Redick type of player. I know JJ Redick's going to have all the fun in the world coaching him. I mean, we've seen JJ Redick in his prime run around screens, run to get up and run floppy. Luke Kennard does all those things, man. So I think this is a great sneaky trade for the Lakers as well. Lakers did it again, man. Shout out Rob Pelinka. He's just running things right now, man. But that's all the trades that we're gonna be talking about for this trade deadline. Other trade news that we're gonna cover. Giannis Antetokounmpo was obviously not traded. He will most likely be moved this offseason. He will be a Milwaukee Buck for the rest of the year. They did just sign Cam Thomas to help the scoring of that team. John Morant ended up being shopped around, ended up not falling through. Any trades, all the trades ended up falling through for him. Nobody made a quote-unquote real offer for Ja. Draymond Green was also shopped around on the Warriors. No move was made for him, obviously, as Draymond is still a Warrior. So out of all these three guys, Earl, which one were you the most surprised that stuck with their team?
Probably John Morant. I think Giannis had a real 50-50 shot not to be traded, especially all the smoke. I mean, with all the cryptic messages were Giannis saying he wanted to stay, in the media, not really lining up with the report. So that made sense to me. But John Morant, to me, just didn't. I feel like after you move on for Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bane, you got those packages. I just don't see the point of keeping John Morant, especially with probably the amount of return you can get for him. I know the report's saying that there was little to no interest. I don't really believe that. I just think that they waited too long in the trade deadline process to put him out there as available, and teams don't like to make those type of hasty decisions now. I'm pretty sure he'll probably be moved early on to the summer. So, yeah, that was my surprise pick. Wasn't really surprised about Giannis at all. Like I said, I think that was a guy who definitely had a change. And Draymond, I didn't think he was going to get traded, bro. I know the theatrics, they were there. The press conferences about, man, the good times, man. I love it. I never had Steve Kerr calling me and ask me about a trade. But it wasn't happening, bro. Giannis to Golden State to me was never going to happen. Even with all the smoke, I just didn't think they had a package that anybody really wanted. I mean, considering they traded Kristaps Porzingis. No, they traded to get Kristaps Porzingis with what's his name? Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hill. How did you think that package was going to get you Giannis, respectfully, even with the picks? So, yeah, for me, I'm not surprised by any of these but the John Morant one. I thought he would be moved for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest with you here, Earl. I really thought Giannis was going to get traded. I thought Giannis was out just because like I said, teams like the Timberwolves were making little subtle moves.
Yeah,
Hey,
true.
freeing up money here. We're just gonna waive Mike Conley for free up $10 million.
Yeah,
Thought they're gonna gear up to make a big Giannis trade. Thought the Bulls, like I said earlier in the pod, gearing up to make a Giannis trade. I thought Giannis was definitely out. And then him post that corny shit on Instagram talking about all the tension drawn. I'm drawing all the tension, but I have no pen. Like, Giannis, bro, just stop. Like, you obviously want out, and you just don't want to say it out loud. He's doing the Dame. He's
facts.
pulling the Dame, literally a Dame. Like, Dame, everybody knew Dame wanted to leave, but he never wanted to formally ask for a trade.
Loyalty.
And it's the same thing with Giannis, bro. He does not want to be there. He knows he has zero chance to win with the Bucks. And I thought he would be traded. I'm also surprised that Ja Morant didn't get traded. I thought Ja was gone. Ja to the Heat was the one that made the most sense. I cannot believe that the Heat did nothing. The Heat, Rockets, and the Spurs are the only teams that did nothing this trade deadline. So
Crazy.
I was very surprised at that as well. Like you said, with Draymond doing the whole press conference, him saying, "What a effing ride, man! What a ride this was. I'll take the fine." Draymond, you just wasted your money. You knew you weren't going anywhere. You took that fine for no reason. I don't know why you even got up on the podium and said anything. I don't know why the story even got out about them trading Draymond. That is Steph Curry's ride or die guy. There's no way they're letting. And I know Splash Brothers, him and Clay, him and Draymond are like, they're tight, bro. Like, there's no way they would trade Draymond, especially for the package, like you said, for Kristaps Porzingis. Get out of here. Unless it was a Lauri Markkanen or like a guy who's like averaging 25 plus and like can actually be a guy for the Warriors and help them make a title run. Draymond, you weren't going anywhere, bro. So
Yep.
I'm not surprised about Giannis thing, like you said as well, though. I mean, Giannis, no real offers were made for him. Teams were asking for 6 and 7 first round picks. It just wasn't happening, bro. That's too many picks. Giannis is 31 years old, has had a reoccurring cap injury like the last 2 seasons, the back injury in the Heat series. Giannis don't play enough to give up 6 or 7 picks for. I'm sorry.
No.
As much as I love
Not
Giannis
at all.
Antetokounmpo, he's a top 3 player in the league. He's arguable now. He might be top 5 now because Luka.
Yeah, tough five.
Luka kind of him right now, but yeah,
Luka,
I don't know.
A little something.
I don't know. I just don't know why the Bucks were asking like that. That asking price is way too high. But reports came out, more realistic offers will be made this summer. So yeah, man, this was like I said earlier, one of the biggest trade deadlines I've ever seen. Obviously, the Luka trade last year in February was just like so astronomical. I don't think any trade will amount that. But the amount of trades, even the Jaren Jackson trade, I did not think we talked about this at all. Jaren Jackson to the Jazz was a great trade as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaren Jackson's gonna help out the Jazz so much. Like, I don't know if anybody just watched that Magic game on Saturday. They were up by 15 points and sat everybody in the fourth quarter. The Jazz are clearly tanking. They're clearly going to be a good team. They're going to have Walker Kessler, Jaren Jackson, Lauri Markkanen, Keontae George, Isaiah Collier, Bryce Sensabaugh, Cody Williams. This team, sky's the limit for them. Ace Bailey, I didn't even mention. Sky's the limit for the Jazz. Next year, they're going to be a force to reckon with in the NBA. But they're clearly tanking right now. I really like that Jaren Jackson move. I can't believe the Grizzlies let go of Jaren Jackson. That surprised me a lot before Ja Morant, which was crazy. But this trade deadline was full of surprises. One of the most epic trade deadlines of my lifetime. I'm only 24 years old, so this was one of those ones, man. So thank you guys for tuning in with me. Earl, thank you for your time as always. You got anything to say before I wrap it up completely?
Yeah, shout out to all the More to the Story podcast listeners on every platform, man. Hopefully you guys all continue to have a great year. And if your year hasn't been great so far, keep your head up, keep grinding, man. Work in the dark. Yeah, just do your thing, man. You don't have to wait for people to give you approval on life. Just do your thing. Focus on what you want to do, and lock in and accomplish your goals. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all, man. Excited.
Sure, I didn't expect that, man. That boy went Shakespeare on me, man.
Hey, man, little bit, man.
Whoa, that boy, shout out to Earl, man. Earl's my guy. Yeah, man. Lock in with us on the BTB show on YouTube. Spotify coming soon, hopefully. Apple Podcast coming soon, hopefully. We're working on those things right now. But Earl, thank you for your time as always. I hit you up very last minute. We would start recording at 6. I hit bro up at 5. Like, Earl, I need you. Trying to record early today. He's like, bro, I got you, bro. Just send me the link. And here we are. We recorded another banger. This is our second time collabing, and more down the road on More to the Story. Thank y'all for tuning in for another episode. Y'all have a great weekend. Y'all be safe. Football season's over, so it's NBA time. Y'all lock in on NBA. And All-Star Weekend coming up, man. I will be doing another pod on Thursday, probably with my pops, breaking down the All-Star. We're going to talk about the teams, the format, because the format's stupid. It's very confusing. So we're going to talk about it. So yeah, a lot to talk about later this week. But like I said, V-Day, y'all be safe and have a great weekend. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of More to the Story. Let's get it.